everybody, how are you all doing today? Welcome back to Mama's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you my recipe for this wonderful soup from my area called abarate. This soup is made with ukpo, and then there's going to be egusi balls thrown into the soup. So for this soup I'm going to be using this Okazi leaves. You can use any leaves of your choice, but today I'm using Okazi. This is the egusi, palm oil. This is MANGALA fish. You can use catfish, whatever dry fish you can find, but I'm using MANGALA. I'm going to be using some goat meat, some stockfish, habanero pepper, KNORR cube, and here is osu or osu. It depends on your dialect. This is going to be grinded with the egusi to give it the to be able to make it into the balls. And here is my ukpo. You can also use achi, but I'm using ukpo today. Here is ogiri, onions, salt, and palm oil. Okay, you might be wondering why I have a lot of onions here. For this soup, you need onions to be able to bind the egusi and the osu together. You need a lot of onions. So I'm going to use all these onions to make this soup. So if you're ready, let's get in the kitchen and make this happen. So you can see the egusi is already pounded here with the usu, and I'm going to pour this blended onion inside. Make sure you don't pour too much water. Too much water in your onions, and I'm going to blend it together, mix everything together, so I can be able to mold it when I'm cooking. And I told you that this onions serves as a holder, a binder. Likewise the usu. So make sure you don't put too much water. When my mom used to make it, we don't used to blend it. But because I have a small mortar, and this would take a whole day for me to pound it in here. So I'm just going to, that's why I decided to blend it. Sometimes when I have the time, I pound, but when I don't have much time, I just, blend the onions and pour inside. But if you have the time, it's always good to blend it with your mortar, because as you know, things pounded with on the stone or in the mortar taste different from things blended with the blending machine. Okay, so I'm going to just mix everything. I'll let you see how it turns out. See, everything is combined in now. This is the osu, fresh pepper, onions, and the egusi. See how it has all turned out to be. This food takes time to cook. It takes a lot of energy and preparation but the soup is worth all the minutes, all the time you put in it. Worth everything, because the soup is very delicious. You pound it very well until it's fully combined together. You see how solid it has become? So make sure you pound with all your strength so that everything comes in. Now I feel like this is fully combined, so I'm going to add salt. Add enough salt, because this is not going to be dissolved in the soup. It's going to be on its own inside the soup, so you want it to be tasty. Not too much though. This is about 1 spoon of salt, and I'm adding that much salt because I have a lot of egusi and also in here. So when you add your salt, you now pound together again and make sure you combine it in. I always add my salt at the end because that's the best time to add it. If you add it before then, it takes, I don't know, but to me that's how I do it. I put it at the very end because it's easier for me to combine then than adding it in the beginning and then, you know. Well, you can do it your way anyway, but this is just how I do it. And make sure you combine everything. So now this egusi is all pounded up and everything is combined in. So you take out you start making them into balls like this. You make it and then you just, you know, you place it in a separate bowl, just like that. So that you can throw it inside your soup when you're ready to cook the soup. Don't make them too big. Okay guys, I've finished prepping everything and I'm ready to start throwing them in the pot. So if you're ready, let's go. So this here, I have the pot. You remember I showed you the meat that I cooked before. I'm going to use this big pot today because I'm trying to make the soup at least a little bit bigger than what I used to do. So I have this meat in the pot. I'm going to let it boil and I have everything prepped up. So I have the boiled meat and I'm going to put my stockfish. You remember the stockfish? I've washed it already and I'm going to put it inside. And I'll be adding a little bit of crayfish, about a spoon of crayfish, not a little bit. You can be generous with your crayfish because you really want the local taste to come out. So I'm going to use like 2 spoons of crayfish here. This is the second spoon. And here I have my blended habanero pepper and onions. And I'm just going to allow this to cook for about 20 to 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. Okay guys, this has been boiling for about 15 minutes now. And now I'm going to add my smoked fish, mangala fish. Then I'm going to add some salt. Remember there is salt already in the egusi and other things that I prepped up. So I'm going to just put a little bit of salt in here. This is about half a spoon of salt. Now I'm going to add my KNORR cubes. I'm using about 4 KNORR cubes here. And I'm just going to let this cook for a while, maybe another 5 minutes, so that the mangala fish can get well cooked. Okay guys, I added some more water to this, so it has been boiling for the past 10 more minutes, and I assume everything is all cooked up now. So I'm going to add palm oil, and when you add your palm oil, you let it cook again for another 5 to 10 minutes. It depends on your taste. I'm sorry, this palm oil is all. So I'm using about 2 spoons of palm oil. This is 1. And this is 2. I'm going to let the oil cook for another 10 minutes. Okay, as you can see, this has been boiling for about 15 minutes and the water has gone down again, but it's okay like that because I want the meat and everything to be really cooked. So at this point, I'm going to add some more water because I'm going to put my ukpo. Just use your own discretion, whatever you like. The thickness of your soup, you cook it according to how thick or light you want your soup. Now I'm going to add my grounded ukpo. You have to be careful with ukpo because ukpo sticks together. So the best way to do it is to, make sure you mix it thoroughly when you pour it in, or it will just solidify in one spot, which you don't like, which you don't want. So I'm going to just put my ukpo, try to spread it in. You can also mix it up with water. Some people mix it before they pour it in, but if you're sure that you can mix it while you're pouring it like this, then you can do that. If not, you can mix it with water first. This ukpo, like I told you, is going to serve as a thickener. It's going to thicken the soup. I'm going to give it another 5 minutes and then I will add my ogiri. Now I'm adding my ogiri. With your ogiri too, you can mix it in water first, or you can just put it in like I did. Now I'm going to turn it very well. It's like I'm still going to add some water to this soup. Because it will get thicker when it's when the soup finally gets cold. So my ogiri is in. I'll add some more water and I'll start adding my egusi balls. Okay, I've added more water. I'm going to give it a toss. And you should also taste for salt at this point to make sure the salt is okay for it. Yeah, the salt is good. So now I'm going to start putting in my egusi balls. You just put them in gradually. And remember, I've put everything that's supposed to be mixed. So I'm not going to turn this until the egusi balls are really cooked. Some people cook this in another different way. They wrap it in cocoyam leaves and cook it separately, and then put it back in the soup. But when you pound it very well with your also and onions, it's not going to break up in the pot. So just follow the steps that I showed you at the beginning of the video when I was pounding the egusi. It needs a lot of onions, it needs some also. When you add all those things, the egusi balls will not break in your pot. You can make them into balls, or you can also do this and flatten them when you throw them in. It doesn't really matter. I like to leave them in the balls. And once I finish putting everything in, you don't touch it, you don't turn it. The soup has enough water, everything is ready, everything is okay in it. All you do is just cover the pot and turn your stove down and let it slowly cook, and your soup will be done. I have finished putting all the egusi. To be on the safe side, you don't want it broken. I'm just trying to move my water to the bottom to make sure there's no burning. And I'm going to cover the pot. Remember, the stove has been turned down. I'll cover the pot and let this cook slowly until the egusi is cooked. Normally it takes about 10 to 15 minutes before the egusi is properly cooked, and then I'll turn it and add my vegetable and soup will be ready. Okay, this has been slowly cooking for a while now, and I'm going to turn everything. That's why I have this plastic spoon. I don't want to use iron spoon, so I don't want to break up my egusi. You see that everything is still in balls. Can you see the balls are still there? They will not break up. If you do them the right way, they won't break up. They'll still be there for you. So I'm going to turn the soup. Ooh, this plastic is so soft. This spoon is so soft. Let me use my other spoon. See? And I'm going to add some water. Wait, cut. Can you see? The balls are still there. They're not going to break. If you do them the right way, they won't really break. And I'm going to put my vegetable, and right after that, this soup will be ready. Now I'm going to put my washed okazi leaves. Remember, I told you you can use oha, you can use any vegetable to cook this soup, but I prefer to use okazi. And I'm just going to mix it in, and then my soup is done. Now I have mixed in my vegetable, and I'm just going to let this simmer for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. You know, okazi can never really be cooked anyway, so just let it sit for 5 minutes and your soup is done. And I tell you, this soup is very delicious. So I'll just give you 5 more minutes and I'm going to eat. Okay guys, the soup is ready and it's in this bowl. I want you to look into this plate and see that all the balls are still intact. See? They won't really break up except you break them up. And you really have to, you know, have the skill to be able to do this. It's a difficult soup to make, I must confess. But if you're careful and very, very patient, you'll get it to this stage. So let me try it with my fufu. I can't wait. This is good. This is good, guys. This is really, really good, and I challenge you to make it. Just be patient and it will come out right. Thank you so much for watching me. I appreciate all of you, and I just want you to keep liking my videos and share with your friends. Thank you so much. Have a good day and bon appetit.